what have you been playing this past month, my good sir?
Well, Marvel's Spider-Man: Miles Morales was developed by Insomniac Games, published by Sony Interactive Entertainment way back in 2021 for the PlayStation 4 and 5, and recently on Windows. It is a sequel/spin-off to Marvel's Spider-Man from 2018.
Dang.
The story is...
I can't believe that came out 4 years ago.
The story is Peter Parker has been training Miles for about a year now in the ways of the spider. Peter suddenly has to go away because the story says so and leaves Miles in charge of New York City. We get an encounter with Rhino as the training level, which was cool. You get to steer the Rhino around and smash into shit. After that, a group calling themselves the Underground shows up all over town, and they are making moves against Roxxon Energy. Miles has the classic Spider-Man dilemma of having to balance his personal life with his superheroing. That's pretty much where I'm going to leave the story. I'll get into it. Visuals.
There's a lot of spoilers in that story.
Yes, there are. Visuals are buttery smooth. I didn't have any complaints except maybe that the AI behaves kind of wonky sometimes, and the AI was pretty dumb, to be honest.
Is it worse than 2018?
Yeah, probably. I don't remember 2018 super well. I 100%ed it, but that was a while ago, like probably 2018.
Dang.
So,
yeah. Yeah, I remember because you were sending me updates whenever you were playing it.
It was like, it is the only game I have 100%ed.
Seriously?
Like, platinum trophy.
Dang.
That's the only one.
Wow. It's a good one to do it for, though.
It was easy, too.
Yeah, it's not too much of a collectible fest, but there's like a lot there, too.
And there was a lot of detail, too.
Now that it's on PC, I'm going to probably have to play it.
They love me.
Sound design. Sound is great. You can hear the squeak of your shoes as characters walk down a hallway or a sidewalk. Weapons have the right amount of punch. Characters, including Miles, definitely had a limited number of shoutouts. They would repeat themselves a lot, and that got pretty grating when I was sneaking around trying to do all my stealth takedowns. Every single time I strung a guy up and smashed his forehead off an I-beam and left him there swinging, Miles would say like the same line over and over and over again. It was very annoying. Or like the enemies would be like, "There's a spider in here, we gotta find him," all the time, just running in circles waiting for me to take him out.
Fair. It is an accurate statement, though. There is a spider in here.
Web slinging sounds slinky. The soundtrack was pretty interesting, and I'm confident you, Spencer, would enjoy it. It is all the way up your alley.
I know. I want you to name drop. There's a song in this soundtrack from an artist that we both follow. I want you to name drop it so I can put it in the edit because I want to.
I don't know the name of the song, but it was so funny because I was playing the game and hit the end of a chapter and started swinging away as Spider-Man, and all of a sudden there was Lecrae playing, and I was like, "What? What? Lecrae? Yeah. Suddenly Lecrae. This is cool."
He has 2 songs in this soundtrack.
Yes, he does.
Where We Come From.
This is where we come from. Yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed.
And This Is My Time.
Here we go. Found my position, let's hit the road.
Alongside Jaden Smith. Not
Yes.
on the same songs, but Jaden Smith also has songs on this thing.
On the soundtrack.
I remember when this was announced well before the game was out. That's a big deal.
I texted you, like, suddenly I'm walking away and suddenly Lecrae in this game, and you're like, "Oh, Spider-Man, Spider-Man."
I knew exactly what you were talking about.
I was shocked.
Is Shocker in this game?
No.
Oh.
Prowler is, though.
I would think. If he's not, that would be kind of dumb.
This game tried something new by including podcasts that Miles would listen to as he's swinging around. There were a bunch from a show called the Danacast and a bunch of mad ravings from J. Jonah Jameson.
Classic.
This is an interesting concept to try to include, but I was moving through town so quickly that I'd start a new encounter or finish with an encounter and need the next line in the story, so almost every single podcast clip got cut short with story. The same can be said about a bunch of audio collectibles and phone calls Miles makes to his friends and family. For gameplay, fighting is fun with simple controls that can stack up to decent-sized combos to always be in control of any fight. Obligatory, I played on the hardest difficulty statement.
Wow, aren't you so sexy? You have such a big dick. Oh my gosh.
Miles is special because he has a cool electricity power that gives him cool powers. I said cool twice because it's cool. Such as a strong electrical punch or a move where he can launch a bunch of baddies into the air, incapacitating them. And then, my favorite move, punch the shit out of them in the air without moving.
Yes. Physics.
He also has an invisibility cloak, which is super helpful for thinning a crowd before starting a fight. Web swinging through New York City is easy and never ever gets old. Miles' friend Genki has a weird name, but is also super techie and creates an app that allows people to ask Spider-Man for help. This basically collects most side quests, and I liked this idea until I realized I had no interest in doing the side quests.
Wow.
The couple I did were very simple: fetch quests, stop a bad guy, etc. This game is very similar to the first entry, and that's okay, but I have a couple complaints. Upgrades felt more expensive, that is, in-game tokens earned from doing activities, not real-world money, and kind of difficult to get everything. Granted, I was playing on the hardest difficulty, but it definitely thinned how many tokens you could earn. However, at the end of the game, it becomes very obvious that the creators desperately want you to play the game on New Game Plus. You cannot unlock the final skill point in each of the 3 skill trees, the last upgrade for every tool at your disposal. I believe that's 5 or 6 tools. The final upgrades to your suit, and a final suit without playing/beating New Game Plus. That is most uncool.
Really? You think that's uncool?
That is uncool. I don't want to play the same story twice and call it replay value.
But you can blitz it in like half as much time because you're OP as hell.
Not really. I don't think so. The collectibles were kind of lackluster. Most activities end with a box containing a certain upgrade material. There were 35 boxes in total. However, there were 2 different missions that were really cool. One had Miles's uncle, Aaron, leading Miles around town finding audio samples Miles's dad and his uncle Aaron collected a long time ago and mixed together to make a song. Another mission had Miles look for postcards his mom hid, and it tells a lot of memories she has of his dad. Fantastic emotional beats on both missions. Besides these 2 things, all the other collectibles that you had to find felt pretty bland and uninspired. Like I said, it's mostly just missions that end in a box that give you a crafting material that more often than not you didn't have enough of to do with anyway. This game just oozes the vibe of being kind of rushed, which is tough to say. I say it with a question mark because it plays fine, it looks fine, it sounds fine. All of those things are good. It just felt like it didn't have the same level of care the first game had. The story is shorter and there's less to do, even less interesting things to do, and I think that's why most people agreed that this felt like a really large DLC and certainly doesn't feel like a full-length game.